What's up? What's up? What's up? My name is Nick, and this is Nick's Ramble ASMR, and welcome back, or welcome to. This is a safe place for you and I to just coexist. We may be very different, or we may be very similar, but welcome. Yo, today was a day, holy moly. Well, first off, I hope that you're doing well. Sit back, relax, just kind of listen to this story, this really wonderful day that I had, and I hope that it inspires you and you kind of get tingles and relaxation. But basically, guys, today I went to work this weekend, so today's Saturday, and I went and basically worked on the Love is Blind reunion show. I don't know if you know what that is, but Netflix, which I'm sure you heard about, it is a reality show from Netflix. Love at first sight. It's Love Blind. So basically, the premise, if you don't know, it's these strangers. Basically, I think it's like, we'll just make it up, like 10 boys and 10 girls. They go into these pods for like a week, maybe 10 days, and they're basically, there's a wall, and they basically sit on either side, and they basically date each other, and certain couples basically start falling in love, and basically the next stage is they ask each other to get engaged, and right when they say yes, they then reveal who they are, what they look like, and then the show, they go on a honeymoon, get to know each other, and then they start living together, and then the whole show ends where they are up at a wedding, and basically they say I do or I don't to each other. And that is Love is Blind, and it's this whole quote-unquote scientific experiment if love is truly blind. Honestly, the show itself is very cheesy. It is very, very, I think, dumb, but also I absolutely love it. So that's what it is. It is good, but yeah. But anyways, I got this gig. I'm a hopeless romantic, so it's, it's what it is. But basically my roommate, he got to get us a gig to be stand-ins for Love is Blind. There's a reunion that's happening tomorrow on Sunday, which by the time I post this was probably yesterday. If I'm posting this on Monday, which you can see on Netflix, and I worked on it. So basically today was a prep day. I was on set, and we went up to Sunset, like Hollywood, as I live in the West Side. I live in the West Side in Culver, and we drove. Our crew call time was at 9, so Nico and I, my roommate, drove up there to Hollywood at Sunset Studios. It's where they filmed like Wizards of Waverly Place and a lot of different other stuff. But we went there. I just thought that was cool because I never knew where they filmed that. But we get there, we get off the highway, we go into the studio, we go to the gate with our car, we give our IDs, they give us passes to enter the lot. We then go in the parking lot and we drop the car off, and then we walk and we meet basically our boss, who her name is May Lee. She's a production coordinator, and she's kind of in charge of all the PAs. I was PAing, which if you don't know what that means, it means I was a production assistant. We basically are like the glue. So you have all these different departments like lighting, sound, actors, or, in this case, the castmates. And then you need people that kind of like fill in the gaps, and that's what PAs are. So that's what we do. We're usually the bottom rank, but I'm broke, and I usually am a location scout, but it was just really fun. So I was like, I just would love to do more work because the industry is really slow right now. So we basically get there, and then we go into stage 4, and the whole Love is Blind setup is set up. And what I was doing today, this is kind of why I took the gig. I wasn't really a PA, although I was. So PA, you're like running around doing stuff. What I signed up to be was a stand-in, and this is what a stand-in is. I know this from Shameless, when I worked Shameless, but basically a stand-in is literally someone that stands in. Literally. They are there to help, like, for energies so that people can like you. They mic you up. They kind of just get a sense of everything. So you're basically just a body there, usually and usually depending on how much they care, you're the same complexion, the same height, blah 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 blah, to match the actual person, so that by the time the real cast comes, everything's ready. And they do this because it costs more money to hold, the hero people longer than it is to hold like PAs. So that's why they do it. But today it was really cool because y'all. First off, Love Is Blind. Well, just check it out on Netflix. Even if you didn't watch the show, just like check it out for a sec. If you love me, check it out, the reunion, and you'll kind of get an insight, like a vibe of it. But it's cool because it's all these couches. So basically, all day I just sat on a couch. I sat where, and so I sat where. Oh my God, what is his name? Not Mitchell. Is it Mitchell? What's his name? Marshall, thank you. Where Marshall sits. Marshall, just remember the name Marshall. So I sat there, and I sat there all day. So I was like sitting on a couch, and it was great. But basically how the day worked, which is why it turned amazing, is that we had producers pretend to be the hosts, and then we ran through the show. And there's all these teleprompters, so it's cool, like you see a reunion show, but like when you're sitting there, you actually see what it feels like to be a castmate. There's all these teleprompters, there's TVs on the side to show clips. And then you have like an audience and some chairs. But basically it was really cool because we ran through the entire thing, which is just so freaking cool. It was so freaking cool, y'all. I've never done anything like that. I feel like most stand-ins, you just stand there. But basically, we went through the whole show and we had to act like our characters, which is crazy. So we had a sign, and basically the questions were for certain people. And thankfully, Nico and I have been catching up on Love Is Blind this week, so we knew everything. Although, I will say, we were on the second to last episode, and then we did it today. And right before I filmed this, we finished it. But like today, all the spoilers came out because of the questions, and we knew who was together and who wasn't. It was really cool. It was a cool way for it to be spoiled, because we were kind of like joking, like even where people are sitting, we were like, oh my God, does that mean they're not together, or it is? And it was just so crazy. But it was so cool. I got to play Marshall, which, if you don't know, Marshall is the guy. He basically kind of got like dumped before they even went to the wedding, and he seemed like he was a really nice guy, but then there's also drama, and so that was really cool, right? By far cool. They basically ask you a question, and it's okay if you didn't watch it. They just want you to be very opinionated, and they would say just talk for like a minute, just improv. And so some people were like getting really into it, like my roommate Nico. He was like making all these gestures. Some people were like starting to like kind of fight, and everything was very, very fun. And so we did that for like maybe an hour, 2 hours. I was there, so I worked for 12 hours today. That's a very normal set life. It's just very long, but they have like crafty, they have tables of food, and everyone's just talking, and it's great. I really enjoy it. Highly recommend it if you've never done it. It is fun. But the coolest thing about today was that we did that, and then we had lunch, and then the actual hosts of the fucking show itself, Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey, came in. And they came in because Vanessa had to do, if you see the reunion, there's one couple that couldn't make it. So Vanessa did like a Skype interview with them, and we actually watched them do it. Hello, I am back. I apologize. My mic, it's weirdly like dying, so I thought I'd switch to lo-fi. But yeah, she was so cool. And it was just really, really cool to kind of like watch. Vanessa. So basically they have like a script on the teleprompters that the producers were reading, but that was really cool to like be in space and see the hosts like read that, but then also like change things up and be like, hey, I actually want to ask this question instead. And that's basically how it, so basically it was was just so cool and stuff. But yeah, it was just so freaking cool to see the hosts there and everything. And basically, so the hosts were basically there for like the dress rehearsal and everything. And so after lunch we got to, I didn't know this was going to be happening, but we basically did it again. But then we did it with the hosts themselves, y'all. We did it with the hosts. So basically, we did a real Love is Blind rehearsal, but in order to make sure that the, because it's going to be live, that the reactions of the castmates are real, they don't want to ask them the questions beforehand, so they asked us. So I was actually playing Marshall, and the hosts were basically asking me the questions, and they actually filmed it. So that's the thing. I'll link somewhere here a video of me saying it. You're not supposed to take videos and stuff on set, but since this happened yesterday, I can now share it with you. But isn't that so fucking cool? So basically I was sitting there, and it was so cool to see them work through their process. So basically there's a script on the teleprompters that they read, and the rehearsal, basically they were reading it, but then they would also add in like lines that weren't there. They would add in some questions, and the rehearsal basically was cool because a teleprompter, if you don't know what a teleprompter is, it's something that a person will look at to read over a camera. And so pretend like this is a camera right here. There basically would be like text, and I would be reading it. When you're far away, it's not very clear that someone's reading. It looks like they're just talking to you. But if you look close at their eyes, you'll see it going like this. They're reading. I didn't really realize how a teleprompter works, but it actually works because it's, so think if there's a screen and then there's something like this. So this is the camera, right? The camera pointing this way. There's then this level right here where it's computer, there's text, and here's the camera. And then on this angle, there is another glass, and basically it reflects reflects this one off this that way. So since the camera's going this way, then you also have text that's going that way. And the reason it works is because the way that we don't see the text is because it's mirrored. It's like a one-way mirror. So they can read. But it was very, very cool. And it was also cool, like, they were talking about how when the castmate is answering, they want to be able to look at the teleprompter and just scroll so they know what they're going to say next. But it was really interesting how, everyone can kind of see all the questions that are going to be coming their way. On the teleprompters, it's very clear what the next question is, so I thought that was interesting, so people can get hindsight what's to be asked. But yeah, it was just really fucking cool. We did that, and then they were so nice, and then the actual cast, like 5 of them came in, and I was behind stage. So basically there's this big studio, what is it called? Oh my gosh, what is it called? It's that room where we filmed in. It's a stage, basically a stage, which is basically just like a huge warehouse, but then they like compartmentalize it. So basically they had stage 4, and so we walked in, and you have like the setup of like the live. If you check up on Netflix, you'll see what it looks like. But behind that, there's a curtain, and that's where everyone lives. So there's like a control room with like TV and all the different viewpoints. There's and then there's our production office, which PAs us where you're working. So basically, I was working right next to the control room. The cast comes in, and they start looking, and they're like, "Oh, this is the control room." No one was near me, so I basically was like, "Oh yeah, like we also." Because our tape was running that we did before. I was like, oh yeah, we also, guys, we played you guys. And it was so funny because one of the couples, Kwame and Chelsea, they were like, oh my god, so cool. Chelsea was like, that's so cool. And then Kwame was like, where is Chelsea? And then he was like, oh, Chelsea's being played by a pillow. So So we didn't have enough people to play everyone, so Chelsea, unfortunately, was not played by anyone. But it was just cool talking to them. They seemed really nice. And yeah, and then we sat there a little bit more. We got in, so I got in, I started at 9, we had lunch at 12:45 until 1:45, like an hour lunch, and then I basically didn't leave until 8 p.m. and I ate a lot of snacks. I ate Oreos, jeez, I ate a banana, I tried to, but yeah, it was very cool. This is day 1 of 2, so today was the prep day and tomorrow's the actual reunion. So if you go on Facebook, if you go on Netflix now, you'll be able to actually see what we filmed. So that's cool. And yeah, so tomorrow I have to be in at 10 a.m., which is wonderful. But it does mean I'll probably be getting out at like 10 p.m. I have to wear all black for show blacks, which basically mean all black clothing, so you blend into the background. I'll have a walkie-talkie, and yeah, we're just gonna be doing the thing. So, I think we have a rehearsal in the morning, and then basically crew cast will come in, and we'll get ready, and we'll film it at 5 p.m. But we have an audience that'll be coming in, and this is weird because it's like the first production I've worked on where COVID isn't really a thing anymore, so we're not really doing like COVID tests. So I was in the stage, the sound stage, that's what it's called. I was in the sound stage with no mask at all, and it felt really weird, but I loved it. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, Nico and I just finished the show right now. We finished it an hour ago, and I love the ending, but I'm also, I was joking, we felt really invested with the people we played today. So like with Marshall, he doesn't know it, but I love him, because that's what I was playing all day. And it'll be really cool to see, because I know all the questions, and I know it's cool seeing, like, I know the potential. I know all the clips that'll be shown, so I know some stuff y'all don't know, but you do now, but I knew before, but I'm excited to see what their answers are, because I've been answering what I thought you'd say, but who knows, right? So that's what that's gonna be. But yeah, isn't that fucking cool? What a wonderful day. And it was cool being with Nico too, my roommate. Like, we just basically hung out all day and got paid to basically do this thing. And just so you're aware, payment is, I think it's $22.50 an hour for 12 hours. So you can do the math, but it's pretty good. And we basically just sat around and pretended like we were on a reunion talk show. So, talk about very fucking cool. I'm gonna go to bed in a little bit, right after this, to get to sleep. I'm tired. I'm probably gonna watch some YouTube, maybe some ASMR. But yeah, isn't that fucking cool? Also, Nick and Vanessa were so kind and sweet and just very awesome. It's sometimes interesting. I'm always guessing, like, if people are just acting a certain way, they don't feel like they are, but they kind of do. I think they're just so professional that they put on a front even when they get to stage. So wish me luck tomorrow. I hope this ramble was okay. I apologize for dropping a lo-fi halfway through, but let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully I shared some videos and photos on this video. If not, check the future videos for more. And yeah, I'll see you later. If no one's told you, you are so loved. And our intention this week is to not give a fuck about anything, which I still think is hysterical. So allow yourself to do things that are new. Have fun. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze what it means, how it defines you. One thing will not define you, so just try it. It takes a lot of things to define you, and honestly, nothing defines you. We're all gonna end up in the ground anyways. Who gives a fuck, right? So I challenge you to just try that on this week. You can take it off next week, but try on being like, I'm just gonna try things, and if it fails, I don't give a fuck. So give that a go, but you are very loved. I mean, obviously with that, be very safe. business. And so just make sure your safety is a priority. That's all I say. But other than that, if your safety is good, then learn not to give a fuck about things. Please, please, please like this video if you made it this far. That is the best way to support this channel. That and subscribing, and it means the world to me. And yeah, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. I don't know if that'll be part 2 or if that'll be another video, but you'll find out soon. So lots of love, and I'll see you later, my family.